biggest joy was on the way home. In my cockpit window every 2 minutes, the Earth, the Moon, the Sun, and the whole 360-degree panorama of the heavens. And that was the powerful, overwhelming experience. And suddenly I realized that the molecules of my body and the molecules of the spacecraft, and the molecules in the body of my partners were prototyped and manufactured in some ancient generation of stars. And that was an overwhelming sense of oneness, of connectedness. It wasn't them and us, it was, that's me, that's all of it, it's one thing. And it was accompanied by an ecstasy, a sense of, oh my God, wow, yes, an insight, an epiphany.
Ed, if you want to move on down closer to that light for a few minutes, we'll put you on the camera. Maybe your family can see what you've got hanging all over your face. We couldn't talk Ed in shaving this morning. Or yesterday morning either.
You might open up the lens slightly if you're going to a less brightly lit object.
Are you trying to say the day's not very bright, Gordon?
I guess I won't comment on the interpretation there.
Okay, I'm being conspired against.
Apollo 13 gave us more time to train, no question about it. Not that we would not have had enough, but it gave us a little higher level of comfort with that extra training time. I think obviously the changes to the spacecraft were good ones. Not only the changes which related directly to the explosion, but others that were made as well. There was a lot of confidence. As I said, I picked a couple of bright guys to go along with me, and there was really a lot of confidence.
Very careful. 10 seconds to go. 4. Okay, there's pitch over. 64, we have pitch over, yes sir. There's throw.
Roger.
And there it is. Right on the money. What's the LPD, babe?
LPD 41.
Okay. Back. That is 41. Beautiful.
Right out the window, just like
How is it?
Terry Houston, you're go for landing.
Here we go. Thank you, sir.
3,000.
Okay, you're out of 3,000 now. 75 feet a second. Okay, what else is needed? Okay, okay. Houston, I'm on aft.
Roger, Ed.
Okay, 2,000. 48 feet. Coming down a little fast. Unclick left. 2,050 feet a second. A little bit fast, but not bad. Okay. Outstanding. Okay, 1,500. Little fast, not bad. Holding in well. LPD's 40, Al. Okay. Coming through 1,000 feet. 27 feet, right on schedule. Right on schedule now. Went by Cone Crater, right outside to my right. Okay, the best spot is a little south of track, about halfway between Triplet and Douglas. A little south of track. Okay. About 60 meters. And it looks good from here. Looks good from here. Okay, Al, you're through 550 feet. Okay. 16 feet per second, 500 feet, 15 feet per second. It looks good. Your fuel is good at 10%. Okay, let's take it over and move up a little. Yeah, I think so. You're through 320 feet. Handhold. Okay. Okay, I'd give it a few clicks. You're through 200 feet. 5 feet per second. That looks good.
No level here.
9% fuel looks great. Okay, looks like you're going right over the middle of triplet. We're 170 feet out, 2 feet per second down, 8% fuel. You're looking good.
Hey, babe.
Okay, 170 feet and holding. About 1 foot per second down. Want to speed it up a little bit.
Yeah, I'm going to move forward.
Okay. Okay, then. 7% fuel. Okay, you're still at 170 feet indicated.
Starting down.
Okay, you can move on forward. You're just barely crossing North Triplet. Barely crossing North Triplet. 6% fuel, okay. 150 feet. There's decent quantity light.
Okay.
Low level.
All right.
If you can land over here, there's some dust, Al. 110 feet. 3 feet per second down. You're looking great. Great.
Stop it.
6%. There's good dust. You're on your own. It's
Starting
looking
down.
good.
Starting down.
Okay. It says 90 feet. 4 feet per second. 5 feet per second down.
Okay.
Down. Looking great.
60 seconds.
We're in good shape.
Okay, 50 feet down. 50 feet.
We're in good shape, too.
3 feet per second. 40 feet. 3 feet per second. 30. 3 feet per second. Looking great. 20 feet. 10. 3 feet per second. Contact, Al.
2, stop. Brake. Pro. Auto.
We're on the surface.
Okay, we made a good landing.
Roger, enters.
413 plus 10,000. That was a beautiful one.
Yeah, we're slightly off. We landed the slope, but other than that, we're in great shape.
Yep.
We're right on the landing site.
Okay, give me a mark, Al, when you start using film.
I just started using film now.
Roger, are you on 24?
12.
Roger, 12.
Okay, let me close the hatch. But not too far. Tell me when I hit the bottom step, then the bottom step. I'm on it. Yep. Oh, okay. Look at this DLR cubed. Yes. Okay.
Give me a mark.
Market's running.
Roger, out.
How's this, Bruce? Look okay?
Roger, that's a good sight.
Okay. Goes in very easily. It does indeed.
Now you're going off camera to the right. Okay, that's good.
Okay. Take a picture this way and then we'll swing it around so they can see it on the television.
All right. Okay, we can see it.
Okay. There we go. I think I'm still too close to you. Except for the left leg. Yep. Okay. And when you finish, you can flop it around so they can see a little better in the...
Okay, and which magazine are you using? On the Hasselblad?
Indianapolis, Indiana.
Roger, Indianapolis, Indiana, but that was my line.
TV cable out. What's your TV cable? Back up. Yes, man, cable both. Got them both. Back up. Try it again. Okay, you're clear. Okay? Ready? Ready? Hey, got it.
What's the final exposure number?
Give me a good orientation for the flag.
Okay, Ed, if you just turn it broadside,
25.
just turn it broadside to the TV camera with the field to the TV camera right, that is 180 out from that, it'd be better.
Okay, there you go. You get 2.5 on the mag.
Copy, Al. Okay, that's good on the flag.
Okay, Houston. Okay, 16. No? Okay.
On the lunar surface, you have the ability to gather samples that can tell us so much about the origins of our solar system, and the samples returned gave us that information. That was what Apollo 14 did that was so trailblazing.
Looks good here, flight. Good agreement.
Well, we better back off here and think about this one, Houston.
Roger.
They continue to believe that this mission might never get started, and Mission Control was pretty convinced it wouldn't either. First attempt, dock, couldn't get a hard dock. Second attempt, third attempt, fourth attempt, fifth, and a sixth attempt. 2 hours. But it's that spirit in Mission Control, in the crew, the faith and the confidence in their training, and they're able to work together as a team to get that mission going.
I believe I got a hard dock, Houston. Roger, Al, that's great. Super job, Stu.
This is really a wild place up here.
In the aftermath of Apollo 13, nothing was taken for granted. It took a lot of work back home to really reprogram that software, to really understand what had happened there.
We're on the surface. Okay, we made a good landing. That was a beautiful one. We landed the slope, but other than that, we're in great shape. Yep. Right on the landing site.
Looks like you're about on the bottom step and on the surface. Bedford, old man.
Hammer's on the surface, and it's been a long way, but we're here.
Apollo 14 was an incredibly ambitious scientific mission. One of the things they had with them that was incredibly important was something called the Met, or the rickshaw. Basically a cart intended to carry both those scientific experiments, those payloads, but also to return those lunar samples. And so that allowed that crew to travel further from the lander than any crew had previously.
We're really going up a pretty steep slope here. We got a ways to go yet.
Like any good navigator, the astronauts brought with them the maps that they needed. But there was a problem with these maps. These maps had been shot from the air, and on the ground, that lunar landscape looked quite a bit different.
Nothing like being up to your armpits in lunar dust.
They found themselves in valleys that were deeper than they thought. They found themselves working up hills that were higher. This was an exploration at its finest.
Well, I'm going to try a little sand trap shot here.
That looked like a slice to me, Al.
There we go. And one more. Miles and miles and miles.
The samples returned from Apollo 14 were incredibly important. They told us so much about the formation of the solar system, so much about the material that makes up the moon.
Okay, Shell, do a loop.
Okay, make it smooth.
And around we go.
Show us a little style.
The return trip to Earth was a time to rest, a time to reflect, but also a time to continue science. A major portion of that journey home was conducting microgravity science, something that today we do on the International Space Station every day. That was really a new way to think about what would the value of space be. Apollo 14 achieved all the science that it had hoped to achieve, and it pressed the boundaries of space exploration in ways that future crews would build upon. And as we prepare to go back to the moon, we definitely follow in the footsteps of these brave crews that went before us and build upon the scientific information that they returned.
This is Houston. Say again, please.
Houston, we have a problem.
Thanks to Hollywood, the heroics of Apollo 13 may be better known today than when they really happened. Less known is that Ed Mitchell was supposed to be on that flight, along with crewmates Alan Shepard and Stu Roosa.
Headquarters, in their infinite wisdom, said we needed a little more training time because Alan hadn't been in the training loop. We weren't very happy with that decision.
But when Mitchell and crew climbed into Apollo 14, the world was already asking if NASA was on the right track, whether moon launches were worth the risk.
We did not launch.
There were glitches, but Apollo 14 was a success. On the trip back, Ed Mitchell conducted experiments even his crew didn't know about, psychic projections made to cohorts on Earth. It worked.
Such that probability that chance could have repeated that experiment only 1 out of 3,000 times.
Mitchell describes his ride through space as an epiphany, a sudden vision about the nature and wonder of the universe. He left NASA and formed a scientific institute devoted to bridging the gap between science and religion.
The psychic experience, religion has said, Western religion I'm referring to here, of course, has said it's real, but it's either satanic or divine. It's supernatural. And science has said it doesn't exist. The reality is it does exist, and it is natural.
Mitchell has taken his share of ridicule from mainstream science, but says the new generation of scientists is much more open to a broader view of reality. In his new book, The Way of the Explorer, Mitchell recalls some astounding personal experiences with what might be called the paranormal. Since he's seen the Earth from the view of an extraterrestrial, he also admits interest in UFOs. Mitchell says neither he nor the other astronauts had sightings in space. Still, he feels there is solid evidence somewhere.
And we probably, I believe, have smoking gun evidence in the classified domain, which isn't available to the public. And my pitch has been, is that information ought to all be opened up to the public. That whatever is there, we ought to know about it.
Others have argued for a synthesis of science and religion, but few with Mitchell's credentials.